Well, hello my fellow caramellers, how you doing today? We have got a great episode of Andy's Kits, and we're kind of doing another one like the one I did with Bob and the 71 Mustangs. But I'm sorry everybody, I don't have Bob with me today. This is a little more my forte, so I'll take over for now. But that doesn't mean we won't see or hear Bob again. We got another one planned with Bob. He had a really good time with it, and I appreciate all of you guys being positive and really liking how he did. So today we are going to cover the MPC late 70s, early 80s, second generation Camaro. These kits, they're some of my favorite. I really like this kit a lot. And they did them from 1978 to 1981. That was the model years of what they call the Disco Camaro. And so we got a few of them here, and I got a couple more off to the side that I'm going to show you. And the first one that I really want to show you is probably the first one they put out, which would have been the 78, right there. So we've got that. This one's my favorite one personally, just because in 1978, when they went to these enduro bumpers, what they dropped those aluminum kind of chrome looking bumpers. When they went to this look, they still kept that really cool, what I like in those second gen Camaros, that kind of rounded pod for the gauges. And this was in this Z28, which these are mostly depicting Z28s. So that was what makes this kit kind of unique from the other ones. But they're all pretty much the same. The only time is like by the time you get to the 80 and 81, you had different side vents. We'll show you that in a little bit. And the hood was different. The hood scoop was a bit different because in what we have here, let's see, good thing we got this all open. And we will show you in another kit here shortly. We had this hood right here, which had kind of an opening here. And by 1980, this was all solid. It was just kind of a hump at that point, but in the same shape. So those are kind of the major differences. Another thing that in 1978, they hadn't put all of the little ground effects, flares, which I love about these MPC kits, is they kept those separate, where, and the spoiler too, where you have your monogram, then later on Revell, Midnight Z, all that stuff's molded on. So this is where I really like these kits a lot better than that one. And that's a great kit, a lot of uses for it. It's also in a different scale. These are 25th, that's 24th. You can really be real versatile with these. These can be also made very easily into just a regular plain Camaro by filling these in and maybe getting a flat hood from the earlier versions of like the 70, and you have yourself just a base model Camaro. So that's where I really like these. But the thing I was talking about, the dash, we have one in here somewhere. The dashboard in this kit is that cool Camaro rounded dash right there. That's my favorite dash. And in 1978, they were still using this dash, and it also crossed over to the Z28. In 79, the regular base Camaros still had this dash, but the Z28s went with the new flat dash, which we'll show you in the other kits here shortly. So these kits, when they upgraded this kit to a 79 Z28, that's what they mainly were making, was Z28s. They went to that more flat tradition, well, not traditional, to go into the 80s, that more flatter gauge cluster. I don't like that. I always like that rounded gauge cluster. So that's what makes me really prefer this kit over all the other ones. And whenever I can find this one, I like getting a hold of this one. And that's it right there. And this is the one that says 78 right there, 78 Z28. Then we move into the 79 right here, but it's sealed. This is one that's pretty sought after. It's cool when they put these bands on them because these were annual kits. So this one here is a 79 Z28. It even says that. A crate, you've got your, let me try to see if you can see that, you got your hood that is, you know, the open frontal, like air intake. It was all ornamental. It didn't really function, but later on they actually did make these function with the newer hood that we'll show you in a minute. This one here would still have all the same stuff as that previous 78, but this one, if they show a picture of it, and they do not, unfortunately, and I don't have an open one, this one has the flat gauge pod for the whole dashboard. It doesn't have that older style. That is the big difference when we got into 79s. And boy, isn't that a cool kit. I love this one. This one's really sought after for some reason. Everybody wants the Street Savage. And these keep popping up where they're still sealed and have that band on them. Because it's new for 79. The old Disco Camaro. This is just like the Street Savage. We have it open. This one has the, let's see if we got the grills. You see, there are those slotted grills right there. They're not the egg crate grills. But the thing that's odd about this one, look at the hood here. This is the hood for the 78, 79, but yet everything else shows that it's an 80. So it doesn't really say on the box, but as we look close to this, I think this might have been a little bit of a in-between. MPC came out with it before the 80 came out, or you know, Chevrolet didn't let them know about the hood, because look at this. We've got the side vents of what was in 80 and 81. It doesn't have the shark fin type that was from the 78, 79. See that? So this is kind of an oddball. And there we go. This one does have that straight across gauge face. Can you see that? I hope so, through the plastic. See how it's not rounded like that other one I showed you that was in the 78. And what happened in 79 was the regular Camaros base model still had the rounded or curved pod, and the Z28 went with that type of gauge clustering dash. Totally different. And then by 1980 and 81, all of them had that. That is the uniqueness of the 79. And as you can see over the years, the difference in the flares as they added them on. And this one being a 1980, it has, you see the hood difference, and then look at this. You see how it's all open in there? They actually had a functional hood scoop at that point. They filled all that in. It wasn't decorative anymore. And they actually had vacuum solenoids opening up 2 doors that were in the back, and in the kit they just kept it all opened right there. Here are the 2 dashboards. You can see the difference between the 78 and the 79 on up right here. I always like this one better. That's why I like the 78 kit. That's the only time these Z28s had that dashboard. But everything else is pretty much exactly the same in these kits. But I do believe that this depicts, even though it says 79 here, this is an 80, because you can tell right here by that. And this has the slatted grill, where your 79, which we know this is 79, has your shark gills there and your egg crates. And we move into this kit, which had some extreme flares and front spoilers to do some optional race cars, but this one too, those were all just added on stuff. This is an 80 that has your side, that is just one open little vent there, not the shark gills, and we have in here, there, right there, here's your grills, your slatted grills for the later years. And they all had their various cool decals. The unfortunate thing, it seems like they never would put in these kits decals to do them stock. They always had custom decals in these. That was kind of a bummer. They just never, even all the way into that first one, the decal sheet, you know, they just didn't allow you to do a stock Z28. Here's that. It's mostly custom striping. That was always a bummer that they never included that disco Camaro striping that we all learned to hate and then later love on those later 70s Z28s. There was one other variation of these kits. It was just another 80 version. It was blue. I thought I had it here off the side. I know we have some of them here in the shop for sale. And that one was pretty much all the same thing. Just like this one had some really cool different types of flaring. This one had the more IMSA style flaring. But they also came with the stock flares that were known on the Z28s, like this one right here. Those little, just little triangular flares that they had on them. Except for this one, because in 1978 they didn't put them on. And sometimes I believe there was an option for just a front one, but they never had the rear one in 1978. That was what made the 78 Z28 so unique. Here we go, there's the good one. That's it, that's kind of a whole rundown on these later 70s, early 80s Camaro Z28s from MPC. One of my favorite kits. I've got a bunch of them. I build them. I just have a, you know, I just like the versatility of them, with the fact that all the spoilers and rear spoilers and flares and all that stuff is so optional and not a part of the body. And the body is just pretty much just a Camaro body. And all you got to do is kind of fill in that side vent. That's all. And then you have yourself just a base Camaro. Except for the fact that, you know, the grills had Z28 put into them. That's kind of the bummer on that one. But other than that, you know, you can hide it with a little paint detail, or if you wanted to grind it out. Those are the MPC Z28s, 1978 through 1981. I might have botched up a few things on this. I'm flying by the seat of my pants. We're at the end of the day here, and you know, well, there you go. At least you've seen what they're like. I'm sorry if I made mistakes. You guys will definitely let me know. I know you will. I have total faith, but all in all, I'm mostly correct. But it doesn't matter. Just enjoy it. Enjoy these kits. Whichever Camaro you want to get hold of, these things are still out there. I know they go in for a lot of money, but if you want to do a very nice Camaro from the late 70s, early 80s, these are definitely the kits to go for. I love them. I've been stocking up on them over years because I knew they were going to get expensive, and I'm still probably picking up a few that Andy has. I want to thank you guys for watching. I know you guys have been really enjoying these Andy's Kits episodes. We're probably going to take a little break from them for a little while, because I got some other things I want to show you and do some different episodes of some of my other shows. I've been pretty much blowing all these out every day. It's been a lot of fun, and we are going to do more. We got a lot of kits to cover, and we'll get some more out to you later. But we got some vlogs. We've got another episode of this old model car that's coming up, and a whole bunch of other episodes of Model Car Hobby Headquarters. You know what we say here: go build model cars. And why is that? Because they're fun. Here's my producers. Well, hello my fellow car maulers. How you doing? Yeah. Gotta get my game on. Here we go. Got all my notes in my head. I'll screw it all up. Yeah, no kidding.